Hello, I'm Dr. Caroline Bennett. Today, I am not here to talk about a new diet or a miracle supplement. I am here to issue a warning. I am here to speak about a clear and present danger that exists, not in a chemical plant or a polluted river, but right in the center of your home, your kitchen. The title of this video is not an exaggeration. It is not designed for shock value. It is based on established, documented chemical and biological science. There is a common, seemingly innocent mistake made in kitchens every single day. An error in how we store and reheat our food that can, over time, expose your family to potent toxins and known carcinogens. What I am about to share is what the research points to as a silent, cumulative risk. It's the kind of warning an oncologist, a food scientist, or a microbiologist would give. It is the error in your kitchen that could be contributing to systemic inflammation, severe food poisoning, and yes, even increasing your long-term cancer risk. Please, give me your full attention for the next few minutes. This is not about fear. This is about knowledge and prevention. We have been taught to see our kitchens as places of nourishment, of comfort, but we must also see them as laboratories. And in this laboratory, simple rules of chemistry and biology apply. When we break these rules, we face consequences. The danger I am speaking of isn't the food itself. The foods we will discuss are healthy. The danger is created in the process. It's what happens after the food is cooked. Let's talk about the two main culprits, which represent two different types of danger. Part 1. The bacterial toxin, the fried rice danger. Let's start with one of the most common staple foods on planet Earth. Rice. Rice is wonderful. But cooked rice is also one of the most high-risk foods we consume. Not because of the rice itself, but because of a specific, stubborn bacterium, Bacillus cereus. Here is the science. Bacillus cereus is a bacteria that lives in the soil. Its spores are present on almost all raw, uncooked rice. This is perfectly normal. You cook the rice. The heat of the boiling water will kill the active, living bacteria. But Bacillus cereus has a terrifyingly effective defense mechanism. Heat-resistant spores. These spores are like tiny, armored seeds. Boiling water does not kill them. So you have your perfectly cooked, sterile-looking pot of rice, which is now inoculated with these dormant, heat-proof spores. Now the mistake happens. You leave the pot of rice on the counter to cool down, maybe for an hour or 2 or 3. This is the danger zone. Any temperature between 4 degrees Celsius and 60 degrees Celsius, 40 degrees Fahrenheit and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, is a paradise for bacteria. As the rice cools, those heat-resistant spores sense the perfect environment. They germinate. They wake up, begin to multiply rapidly, and as they multiply, they create a poison. Specifically, a heat-stable toxin called cereulide. Maybe after a few hours, you put the rice in the fridge. The next day, you take it out to make fried rice. You put it in a hot wok or a microwave and heat it until it's steaming. You think, I've killed all the germs. You are correct. You did kill the new bacteria that grew. But you did not. I repeat, you did not destroy the toxin. This specific toxin, cereulide, is heat-stable. This means your microwave, your oven, your frying pan, they cannot break it down. You are now eating a meal laced with a toxin that directly attacks your body. This is so common it has a name: fried rice syndrome. Within a few hours, the victim experiences severe nausea and vomiting. It's often dismissed as a stomach bug, but it was in fact poisoning. While fried rice syndrome is the classic example, this Bacillus cereus risk applies to other starchy foods left at room temperature, like pasta and potatoes. The risk is immediate, toxic, and entirely preventable. Part 2. The carcinogenic threat, the nitrate danger. Now we must address the most serious part of this warning. The one in the title. The cancer link. This danger doesn't come from a bacteria. It comes from a chemical conversion. The foods involved are, ironically, some of the healthiest on Earth. Nitrate-rich vegetables. I am talking about spinach. I am talking about celery, lettuce, beets, and arugula. Let's be perfectly clear. These foods are fantastic for you. They are packed with vitamins and antioxidants. Their naturally high nitrate content is actually good for you. Your body converts it to nitric oxide, which is essential for healthy blood pressure. The danger, once again, is in the reheating. Here is the chemistry. You cook a healthy soup with spinach and celery, or you sauté a large batch of spinach to eat throughout the week. When you apply heat the first time, everything is fine. But when you store it and then reheat it, a dangerous chemical cascade can begin. Nitrates to nitrites. Bacteria that are naturally present, or that land from the air, begin to act on the cooked vegetables. These microbes convert the healthy nitrates NO3 into a more dangerous compound, nitrites NO2. This conversion happens even faster when food is cooled improperly, nitrites in heat. Now you take that leftover spinach soup and put it on the stove for a second, very high heat up. These new nitrites, NO2, are unstable. The final step, nitrosamines. When nitrites are exposed to high heat in the presence of amino acids, the building blocks of protein, which are in all food, they can form a class of compounds called nitrosamines. Let me be direct. There is no ambiguity in the scientific community on this. Nitrosamines are potent, recognized carcinogens. They are the same toxic compounds found in cigarette smoke and cured, burnt bacon. They are known to cause DNA damage and have been linked to an increased risk of esophageal, stomach, and colorectal cancers. Is eating one bowl of reheated spinach soup going to give you cancer? Absolutely not. The human body is resilient. But I must ask you to think like an oncologist. Cancer is a disease of cumulative risk. It is a game of probability. It is the single cigarette. It is the single sunburn. It is the single exposure to a carcinogen, repeated over and over, week after week, year after year, until the body's defenses are finally broken. Why would we willingly and repeatedly create known carcinogens in our own kitchens, from healthy food, when it is so simple to prevent? This risk is especially high for infants. In babies, a high load of nitrites can cause a serious condition called methemoglobinemia, or blue baby syndrome, where the blood can no longer carry oxygen. This is why it is strictly advised to never feed babies reheated spinach. If it is that dangerous for a baby, why do we, as adults, consider it acceptable for ourselves? Part 3. The doctor's protocol, the solution. I did not come here today to give you a problem without a solution. This is not about fear. This is about empowerment. The solution is simple, and it is based on fundamental food safety. You must control time and temperature. Rule number 1, the 2-hour 2-inch rule. This is the golden rule. From the moment your food is cooked, you have a 2-hour window to get it into the refrigerator. If food sits in the danger zone, room temperature, for longer than 2 hours, it must be thrown away. No exceptions. To cool it fast, use the 2-inch rule. Store food in shallow containers, no more than 2 inches deep. This allows the cold air in the fridge to penetrate and cool the food rapidly. Do not put a giant, hot pot of soup directly in your fridge. It will not cool fast enough, and it will raise the temperature of everything else. Rule number 2, the rice and starch protocol. Because of the Bacillus cereus toxin, you must be most strict with rice and pasta. Cool it fast. Spread it on a baking sheet to cool if you must. Get it in the fridge within 2 hours. When you reheat it, make sure it is steaming hot, above 74 degrees Celsius, 165 degrees Fahrenheit, to kill any new bacteria. And critically, if you left it on the counter for 3 hours, it is garbage. It is not food. It is a risk. Rule number 3, the nitrate and spinach protocol. This is the cancer prevention rule. The safest thing to do is to only cook the amount of spinach, celery, or beets that you will eat in one sitting. If you must make a large batch of, for example, spinach soup, cool it rapidly, 2-hour/2-inch rule. Here is the most important part. Avoid reheating it. Eat it cold. Or, if you must warm it gently and only once. Never boil it for a second time. Never refry it. The best method for a soup is to add the fresh spinach after you have reheated the broth, right before serving. This prevents the chemical conversion. Conclusion: take back your kitchen. Your kitchen should be a source of health. The mistake is not the food. The mistake is the process. It is the rice left on the counter. It is the spinach soup, boiled, cooled, and boiled again. These are the small, repeated errors that introduce toxins and carcinogens into our bodies. You are now aware. You now have the knowledge that the food industry and health authorities have known for decades. You can no longer say you didn't know. So, I am asking you to make this change. Today, be rigorous. Be safe. Your body, your family, and your long-term health will thank you. If you found this warning valuable, and I hope you did, please subscribe to this channel. We need to get this information out. Like this video so that the algorithm shows it to more people who are making this simple mistake. And share it. Share it with your mother, your son, your friends. You may be saving them from a risk they never knew existed. And now I want to hear from you. Did you know about the dangers of reheated rice or spinach? What is one kitchen safety rule you will start implementing today? Let us make a commitment in the comments below. I'm Dr. Caroline Bennett. Thank you for watching. Be safe and be well.